forms of the Lord Vishnu. From here you have the Matsya, the Kurma, the Varha, Narasimha, Vaman. You have Parshuram, Ram, Krishna, Buddha, and Kalki. You should know them in the same order, right? Now, what about the Matsya incarnation? You will find many stories, many legends related to that, okay? But the most acceptable one, maybe you can say, is that there was the sage Manu. He's a sage. He is described as a sage and also as a king, right? So he was a king. He caught a little fish which actually grew huge in size, and he had to leave that in the ocean, right? And then later, before going, the fish told Manu that a time will come when the fish will come back to help Manu, because Manu has a duty of protecting the 7 sages and the Vedas, also the scriptures. So there was a flood after that, and Manu was the one who saved the sages. You will see 7 sages. And it is said that he also saved the Vedas, right? By the fish had a horn, right? He could tie a rope to the horn of the fish, and thus he saved the sages. Now, Matsya has come, Vishnu has come as Matsya, as fish, because it was the most appropriate one, right? Maybe if he came as a human here, it would not have been so easy but that to help and to save these people. But a fish can verily swim in the sea, in water, right? So that was the first incarnation, the Matsya. Then the Kurma incarnation, the tortoise incarnation, there was the churning of the ocean. The churning of the ocean, there were the demons and there were the gods. They were churning the ocean actually to get amrit, to get nectar, right? So to churn the ocean, what they did, they took the mountain, which is called the Mandara mountain, right? And they used the serpent Vasuki they tie it around the mountain. Then from one side sitting the demons, the other side the gods. There will be manthan, churning, right? This one, the gods, the Purisla, then the other side. But the problem was the mountain was sinking. Of course, whatever you put in water, it will sink. Then Vishnu came as the tortoise. Well, but in enlightened Vishnu, human Noah, it's just a depiction. So it was completely a tortoise. Then they put the mountain on the back of the tortoise, and then they could easily do the churning of the ocean. From the churning of the ocean, they got many things like the halahal poison. But the most important thing right now, why they were doing the churning of the ocean city, for amrit, for nectar, okay, so that they could be immortal, right? I continue. The Varha incarnation, which we also call as the boar incarnation. There was the demon named Hiranyaksh. It is said that he dragged the earth and put it in the bottom of the sea, right? And then Vishnu, he came as a boar to rescue the planet, because the planet, the people, the things, everything, tuch pe souffert, right? And the Varha, he killed the demon Hiranyaksh with his tusk, right? He actually also had a boon that no weapon actually would kill him. So he was destroyed, he was killed with the tusk, right? So this is the Varha. Then you have the Narsimha incarnation. Nara means man, Simha means lion. So this is the 4th incarnation, and he came to destroy Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu is the brother of Hiranyaksh. They were brothers from the same clan, of course, right? So he came to destroy and to save Prahalad as well. You have this Narsimha in your syllabus avatar. We will do that in details. Then we have Vaman avatar. Vaman means the dwarf. Okay. Number 1 to 3, he came as animals. Number 4, he came as half animal and half man. And then number 5, he came as incomplete human, incomplete man or human. Why incomplete? Because he was a dwarf. A dwarf is not actually complete, non? Dans ce OTA, etc. Et dans tous les temps, certaines lacunes dans un dwarf, right? So that was his first incarnation as human, complete human, though certain incompleteness. So then you have Bali, King Bali. Can you please give me 1 minute? I guess 1 minute luckily dans la porte. Okay, fine. So there was King Bali, and King Bali was doing a fire sacrifice. And Bali, his problem was he was very generous. Okay, whatever you would ask anyone, he will give. He was very generous, but he was arrogant of what he had. Bali, c'est from même clan of Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, right? So sa demon quality la still in him. So he was doing a fire sacrifice, and Vishnu thought of teaching him a lesson. Vishnu came as the dwarf, and he asked for 3 strides of land, three steps of land. And the first, he covered the earth, the whole space, everything. And for the third one, there was nothing, right? Pasindemani, 3 steps. So the third step, King Bali in Delhi, Poziloso Latit. Bali himself offered the dwarf to put his third step or the third strides on his head, right? So this is the Vaman avatar. We have also Vaman in our syllabus. Then we have Parshuram. Parshuram is Ram with the battle axe. So he was a Brahman, okay, who became a Kshatriya. Okay, if you know, we have the 4 castes or the 4 Varnas. Premier, c'est the Brahmins, those the sages, right? Then you have the Kshatriyas, you have the Vaishya, and you have the Shudras. So he was born a Brahman, and then he became a Kshatriya. A Kshatriya, that is a fighter, a protector. And he actually killed many other Kshatriyas on earth. Why? Because they were creating havoc. The Kshatriyas, they thought they were so powerful. They were even more powerful than the Brahmins, right? You know, the two in a certain utility, importance in the society. No one is inferior, no one is superior. But those Kshatriya were considering themselves to be very superior They were dominating people, they were dominating the sages. So he killed them, right? There's also a story where his father was Jamadagni, and his mother was Renuka. His father told Parshuram to cut off the head of Renuka, because he thought that he suspected Renuka to have unchaste thoughts. Okay, not, you know, as not faithful, as we say, right? So, and Parshuram obeyed his father. He instantly cut off the head of Renuka. Okay. Then Ram, you know, we have this also in our syllabus, right? Then Ram is the Maryada Purushottam, the king of Ayodhya. He was the brother of, you know, Lakshman, Bharat, Shatrugna, etc. He was the ideal person, the ideal king, right? And he killed Ravan. Then we have Krishna. We have this also in our syllabus in Avatar section. He is the 8th incarnation. He gave the message of the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, to the world. Okay, you may consider him as the central figure of the Mahabharata also. And among all the demons or all the people he killed, Kans was one of them, right? Then you have Buddha. Buddha incarnated at the very beginning of Kali Yuga. I told you previously, in the beginning, that we are almost at the end of Kali Yuga, though we have millions of years to go, right? Still, we are at the end of Kali Yuga. So he came in the very beginning of Kali Yuga, comment Dwapar fini, Kali Yuga commencé, he came. He taught the world non-violence, right? He was known as the Prince of Peace. He loved, he preached peace, right? And non-violence to people. Among his major teachings, you will have the Four Noble Truths, okay, which leads to Nirvana. Nirvana means liberation. So here are the Four Noble Truths. It's not important to know it for your syllabus, right? So the Four Noble Truths say, premier truth is that suffering exists. Deuxième truth is we suffer because of desire. Troisième truth is people can end their suffering by eliminating their desires. Et quatrièmement, there is a way, a path to eliminate suffering, which is known as the Eightfold Path. Et à partir de là, il y a en détail encore comment ce ban teaching c'était, right? So majorly, he came to teach non-violence, peace to the world. Then we come to the Kalki avatar. Kalki is supposed maybe to come at the end of Kali Yuga, right? So that's Satyug can start. Okay, so he will come to actually destroy all evil on earth, all vices on earth. So he has been portrayed as no picture. Yeah, it is here. He has been portrayed like this, to be riding a horse, and white horse, and to be having a sword in his hand. In the scriptures, he has been depicted like that. He's the horse Devdutt, and he will be carrying a sword, right? This description of his has been described, written in the Srimad Bhagavatam, right? In the name Kalki, he will have the name Kalki. It is derived from the word Kal. Okay, Kal means time. So he will come to destroy everything so that a new time, a new era can start. That's why he will have the name Kalki. Even in the Garuda Puran, there's mention of the Kalki avatar, right? He will come when the most chaotic situation will happen on earth. He will destroy all the evil. The good will be here for new creation again. Right? I have written few things where there has been the mention of Kalki, right? For example, the Vishnu Puran, the Matsya Puran, the Bhagavad Puran, right? It is said that in the Padma Puran, it has been said that the Lord Kalki, he is going to gather all the Brahmins and then he will propagate the highest truth. Right? That not only just Brahmins, it's not exactly like, the caste one, only the Brahmins, Kilin Bisamit, Janev, etc. Maybe that anyone can become a Brahmin, right? So he is going to gather actually all the good people and then he will propagate the highest truth. Right? So this is our Kalki avatar, and with this we end with Vishnu. It has been lengthy, I know, because of the explanation of avatar. And we had certain internet issues as well. So this is our Vishnu. I